I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. For those of you who have been following me for some time, they know I love to share my the bushcrafts and tricks and tracking and whatever not that I use on a daily basis in my own environment here, which is the subarctic boreal forests of Scandinavia. As I mentioned in my previous video, there's been a huge increase in the interest in bushcrafts and aboriginal skills and so on on the social media, which is awesome, really. But there's one little problem with it, and that problem has been bugging me for quite a long time now. And two problems really, but they are somehow connected. The first thing is that, well, if I show you this little analytics picture. It never has been really my intention to create an all-male community. There is no reason for any of this to be just male. Women are just as at home in nature as men. They are doing just as fine with all the stuff that we can do out here. They are not worse off in survival. They are not worse off in anything. Yet there is almost no interest, and you see it is 90% or something like that. So where's that coming from? What is the reason? Well, one of the things that I've been thinking about is, well, we have to put it on ourselves really, and I put it on me, especially in my own case, that apparently I have not been clear enough or not spent time enough to explain why we are doing this. I just share you some technique and trick. Okay, compared to many others, I do talk a lot about philosophy and so on, but still, I show you something and there is no connect somehow. There is a disconnect between what we are showing and how this relates to everyday life, because that is the important thing. It's not just going out, running into the woods and do a bit of play. No, for me, this is real life. I live in this area, but also when I'm in a town, also when I'm in an urban area, I still bring all my aboriginal skills and put them to work for me. And it's exactly there we need, and I need to be much clearer. Because I never really post a skill just for the sake of the skill. I mean, that's ridiculous. There is no value in that. I post a skill for you to look at, to embrace it and adapt it to your own needs or your own situation. And I hope to get something back from it as well when you have adapted it in an interesting way. And yeah, it's about sharing. But yeah, the trend right now is, and that's what you're seeing on the social media a lot, you see all those groups and so on. The trend is to go out in nature for the simple and single reason of performing these skills or using the tools you just bought. And that to me is ridiculous. There is no sense in just going out into a wood making a bow drill fire. Why would you make a bow drill fire? There must be a reason for it. You must be cold. You need a fire. An analogy to this phenomenon really is when you're completely obsessed by the intricacies, the technical details, and the performance specs of a jet engine, and you're completely engrossed in that. But the only true goal that you really had was flying. That's how I see it slightly. We usually set off with another goal, but we kind of get stuck on something. And that what we're getting stuck on is something most women really don't find that appealing. In my before last newsletter, I talked about how hunter-gatherers would look upon our use of the word survival and wilderness. Well, for them, survival is just living. It's living with as little complexity and layering as possible, and that exact life is provided to them by nature, automatically. Wilderness to them is not wild. It's their home. It gives them comfort. It gives them food, shelter. It is the basis and the foundation of their feeling safe. We, on the other hand, we have created lots and lots of complexity and layers upon layers of structures and so on. So in their eyes, our lives, they really need to go to school to learn that. We basically have to unlearn most of the things we know to really learning true survival. In our own progress, we have focused so much on technology and increasing our numbers and keeping us alive that we somehow have forgotten our natural purpose and how we fit in the ecosystem as a human animal. What's even worse, we have actively separated us from that system. My fascination is not with the jet engine. I just want to fly. I'm certainly not interested in separating myself from society by rejecting it or giving up on it. That's also quite a popular trend right now. And that's certainly not the way to go. What we all seem to miss is that even our most concrete urban jungles are just manifestations of nature. It's like the anthill. The same applies to how we organize ourselves in very complex structures of society. You see that around you in nature. It's an extension of nature. There cannot be anything else but nature. But we somehow have the arrogance to see ourselves outside of nature, but it's impossible. What I want to create awareness for is how to reconnect with nature as an unconditionally interlinked system that we belong to. But instead of bringing the wilderness back into our lives, we introduce to the wilderness the need to consume and lose ourselves in showing off our skills and our tools. It just doesn't make sense. In other words, it's the jet engine that we got stuck on. Well, I am flying and I want to share with you how I'm doing it. And I want to also receive back how you are doing it. We need to learn from each other in this respect. So yeah, for me it's about bringing the Aboriginal living skills and especially also the mindset back into our normal daily lives. The skill of making a fire with a bow drill has no value if it's just practiced for the sake of the skill. There is no connection whatsoever. But if you look at the Aboriginal people that exist today and have existed, for them that was a sacred ritual, something that connected deep with their culture and with their being the human animal that they are, and we are as well. And to do it right, and to repeat it a lot, and to be able to do it everywhere, that requires quite a deep natural awareness. Without all that, it's just a struggle. And I know you do not want to hear this, but you can get the same sense of connection by using just simply a big lighter. Because, you know what? It is about the fire. It is not about how you make the fire, it's about the fire. But mostly it is about the fire in your spirit. Yes, in my new channel header it says Q&A, and I wasn't kidding. So feel free to send me questions via email, info@varavild.se. And I can't promise I will be able to answer all of them, but I will surely try. And I will answer them either in a video or in the newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, go do that. The link is in the info of the video. Yeah, but don't ask me about what brand of knife I'm using. Ask me why and how I'm using. That's a much more relevant question. Knives are for cutting. Jet engines are for flying, and living skills are for living. And each and every day I'm learning something new from Aboriginal living skills that grows and strengthens my ability and desire to truly live deliberate. And yeah, that's what it's all about. So I wish you all a fantastic 2050. Peace.